So I had a weird fucking childhood. I grew up in Germany and I was actually born in Japan. I grew up on the French border of Germany in Rhineland-Pfalz. I lived on an Air Force base with my parents and that's where I was for 10 years. Whenever I tell people this story, their first question always is, well, can you speak any of the language? Well, in true, proud American fashion, I can tell them, no, I don't speak any of either language, actually. I only know basic phrases in German. I know how to ask for the bathroom, how to introduce myself, stuff like that. My mother, though, she is basically fluent in German, so I kind of got to be a little lazy. As civilians, we actually weren't allowed to live on the base, so yeah, that kind of complicated things, but didn't make it bad. My house was out in the countryside, actually, and it was fucking massive. You would not believe. I think it was actually supposed to be like, hold on, I'm having trouble at this step. I think it was supposed to be like 3 different apartments in one. Let me tell you, with 2 younger sisters, made excellent hide and seek. Amazing. I went to a German preschool too. So my first couple years socializing with people, it was totally in German. So my mother tossed her fully American kids into a German preschool and it's like, whoop, there you go, off you go, have fun, kids. We communicated mostly through playing, as I'm sure you can imagine. I don't know how to do this next step. With playing with the German kids too, I'm sure that's where I picked up most of my phrases that I still kind of remember to this day. I grew up with a softer German than what people normally expect. I mean, you know the fucking stereotypes. Yeah, that. Still very accurate, but not exactly in the place that I grew up. We didn't have the hard, like, achs and ichs that people are normally accustomed to when they think of, like, the German language. That's more northern Germany. I never really encountered that. For example, instead of, like, ich liebe dich, it's like ich liebe dich. It's like a German-French hybrid. I did want to say that my life was a very Americanized version of Germany. I mean, we did have German preschool and stuff, but like all of my actual formal education was through the base, so it was surrounded by other Americans like myself. I did have what's called German immersion classes though. It was where I would get taught English and math in English and then like science and my extracurriculars in German. Oh shit, I've talked about Germany this whole time. Japan though. Japan. Yeah, I don't remember jack shit from Japan. I was like 3, 2.5, 3 when we moved to Germany. So yeah, nothing. Heard a lot of stories, seen a lot of pictures, but I don't have any memories. Here's the proof though. Yay! Anyways, back to Germany. One of my mom's favorite stories is that she knows German, but she doesn't know enough to be able to talk about fixing the electricity of the house, or the water pump, or the sewer lines. Our basement flooded one time. It was not pretty. That house, God, we always had issues. I loved that house so much, but I mean, it rains a couple of times in the living room and it starts being a little much. During the winter, the ice would melt off of the balcony upstairs and suddenly we'd have little water spots and a waterfall coming down onto our living room couch. I was little enough to not remember the first couple of times, but I have seen pictures, and then also our ceiling looked like this the whole time I lived there, so like, yeah. Okay, I really fucked up on this. I'm gonna restart that for just a second. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. This is garbage. Yeet. Did I really just say that? There we go, we're getting somewhere. Holy shit, okay. This is my first time doing this. If you couldn't fucking tell. Yeah, there's my little crane. Oh my goodness, he lives. He lives. Beautiful, and I'm living for him. I'm gonna name him Gregory. I think this is a Gregory. I think so. Yeah. I'm gonna make another one. That reminds me, once a bird got in the house, it like flapped around a bunch and started causing a lot of problems. I think it was in my room actually, and so I was being unhelpful, like children do, and I was screaming my little head off while my parents were full armed trying to like shoo this thing out of our house. Yeah, we tried to get it out through an open window, but oh my god, that poor thing. It made it out eventually, but it got pretty banged up. I still feel bad for him. We were the type of family that liked to keep our windows open like constantly, so stuff got in occasionally. What most people don't know about Germany and like a lot of Europe is that they don't have AC, so oh my god, summers were a nightmare. I was 8, maybe 9, and my parents planned a trip to Florida. That summer our area was going to be in like the upper 90s to 100s, but so was Florida. And Florida had AC. Florida also had Disneyland. So of course we went there. We stayed in Florida for 3 weeks and made like a weekend of going to Disneyland and stuff. It was really fun. I don't know why they decided on Florida, other than just the coincidence that it was going to be the same degree. We don't have any family in Florida that I know of. My dad's side of the family is kind of fuzzy. But AC aside, I genuinely loved that house. It was beautiful. My god, the photos that I have of the area where we lived. It was just surreal. It was like out of a Disney movie. We used to walk together to a swimming pool that was right down the road to our house. We would cut through this like forest dirt road and be there in 20 minutes or something. It was really fun, and it's where a lot of my childhood memories are actually. It had this massive red slide that I used to absolutely adore, and I would go on it again and again and again and again. It was like a huge fucking slide, like the size of a house. I even learned to swim there. I miss it sometimes, but there were enough things to make us want to move. School was tough in a way. We were civilians, so we stayed there for a decade, and on an Air Force base that's unheard of. I lost about half my friends every year just because they were PCSing or like moving away. My friend group of 7 in 3rd grade became me and one other girl in 5th, so it was really rough. What ended up happening is that all of like the teachers' kids found each other because we were the only ones that stayed for more than 2 years at a time. But everyone was insanely respectful. Like, you would be astonished how respectful everybody was on that base. That was one of like the culture shock things that I had moving to the US for the first time. On a base, if you like started something at the school, your parent could get moved to another base and you'd have to go back to the US or something. Like, I'm serious, you start a fight there, your parent's in trouble. And you don't want that! So you can imagine my surprise getting on a middle school bus for the first time when I moved here in 8th grade. Yeah. That was an experience! I'm glad I'm here though. The high school that I was gonna be going into isn't nearly as good as like anything that even a public school can offer here. And it is nice having people speak my language. It just feels like I'm more connected to the people around me. Yeah, I did have the base, and like everyone on the base spoke English, but I was only really on the base for school and stuff. The rest of the time I was completely surrounded by German locals. One of the best things about living in Europe was the travel opportunities. I mean, we were an hour's drive from France. We went there a lot. Again, it's safe to say I didn't exactly grow up normally. My growing up got more normal when I moved to the US back in 2019. Yeah, that was my 3rd year, 2019. Well, I got through 3/4 of 8th grade and then COVID. Yeah, we know how that goes. All right, here's my second bird. Yeah. Okay, I named this one, I don't even remember what I named this one, but this one looks like a Kelly. Like Kelly Green. Not exactly Kelly Green, but you know. I'm making them be in love. They're gonna be in love, and I'm gonna put them on my little shelf. Mwah, mwah, mwah. And they were both boys. Hold on, I'm gonna clear up a little space on one of my shelves for them. I didn't make that white one. Oh god. There they are. Yeah, there we go. Look at them. Aw, they're friends. They're holding hands. What am I saying? I'm gonna make more, and I will get better because these Yeah, don't look too close. Or at that shelf. That's dusty as fuck. Anyways, bye. Mwah.